So here's another question for you then. And only because we've seen during Hitler's, I guess, Third Reich, when they were working so hard to delve into the arcane, and really aided and abetted by Luciferianism, the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche as well. That have been sort of twisted by his sister that Hitler got a hold of there, and we have, some schools say it was the Anton LaVey school of Satanism, some say it was the Aleister Crowley school. What we do understand is that they got so heavy into the arcane, and as a direct result of that, we had conjurings and powers released that we'd never seen before. And like you'd mentioned, post World War II, there were things that were now here to stay. Do you think we'll see, just given that we have souls down there into the pit? Do you think we'll see a like I don't want to say the soul, but like that spirit of Hitler rising back up out of that pit as well? Stalin, Khrushchev, got like Mao, like them reanimated within corpse. Do you think this will be localized
Well,
just
if
to
yeah,
demons and the fallen angels?
yeah. If anybody could be like raised to possibly a Nimrod type status or Antichrist or a terrible one status, Hitler could be, right?
Hmm.
Whether he is or not, we don't know. And he is a human, so he just may suffer the second death. But we also know some humans, as with the mark of the beast, will suffer the lake of fire.
Sure.
So there's a threshold that could be crossed. So I would leave that door open. But
Yeah.
World War II is a direct analogy for the end time. Just it didn't have enough time and enough technology to get there. But the Antichrist wannabes are always trying to bring about that new world order and that world government ahead of time. And so it's more than these low level societies that people say with like Crawley. Were they in the mix? Sure. But Nazism was a bringing together of secret societies and theosophy. And they perverted theosophy to Ariosophy, which was the name of their Third Reich religion that became the official religion in 1933. And it's an
Mhm.
Aryan religion, right? And it is a religion that invoked Vril and Volkish ideology, with the understanding that they descended from the giants or the Indo-Aryans of Tula, which is a Norse Atlantis. And they're the blonde hair, blue eyed variety and they were trying to backwards engineer to recreate these giants, which is the idea of the blood. And in the meantime, they were intermarrying to create the uh, the new man or the new Nephilim.
Mhm.
All things that are going to happen in the end time. But and you had this rush to initiate Hitler to a level because he's going to be the leader by all of these other high level adepts, and that's why he's taken in um, and initiated. And the Nazis said that they received all of their knowledge from their invisible masters that they talked to. The adepts would talk to them. And so in 1933, Germany's bankrupt, no army, and they come out with Blitzkrieg, an art of war not seen before. They create the weaponry with the Panzer and the Tiger
Mhm.
tanks, which is still the model that we use today that was so far advanced, it could have single handedly won the war if they could produce enough. And of course, they couldn't. They received knowledge to build the rocket engine, the jet engine, the single weapon, this interdimensional bell shaped thing, as the mythos goes.
Mhm.
And they said that
My
knowledge was
Glock.
given to them. Yeah. And they created an antichrist type figure. And Hitler was that Fuhrer, a messiah messianic figure, as you take that word back in its meaning, and that they created a holocaust against the people of Judah and would have created genocide on other races given the time. and they wanted to set up a 1,000-year reign with Hitler and his dynastic family ruling over it. That's why I devoted my longest chapter in book 1 to it, because it tells us what it's going to look like, because nothing is new under the sun. It's
Yep.
the same organizational structure of all the beast empires past, Atlantis, and all the civilizations and empires before the flood. It's the same organizational structure, because nothing is new under the sun.
Man, and isn't it just a crime that we have this book, and we have 66 books penned by over 40 different authors spanning 2,000 years, which gives us the play-by-play of all that's gonna happen, and yet so few people are actually ingesting it. And not just ingesting it, but ingesting it with with an air of seriousness about them. Because like the reason why I even brought up,
Yeah.
the possibility that we might see like the soul of Hitler return to reanimate this being fit for him is because we have mentioned within the scripture in more than one place we hear about someone coming in the spirit of Elijah, and then even Jesus says, "And Elijah is yet to come," and this is after the
Yeah.
transfiguration when he mentions that, and he said, "Well, he's already been here
Yeah.
again," and that was John the Baptist, and he's still yet to come. It sort of stands to reason that you could
Yeah.
see these tyrants from history reemerging again if that pit is indeed ripped open and they're stuck down there now released again.
Yep. Yeah. With a, they have an immortal spirit, and it doesn't sleep. So it's in prison, or it's wandering the earth as a demon, or somehow they made it to the other world to be with the ruling council of the gods, in Hades or Sheol, which is in another dimension, which is the portal technology that was common understanding shortly after the flood and before the flood. That's the technology that includes AI and quantum computing, and throw in some crypto things in there, because it's all about geomancy is when you start to get into portals.
Mm.